In the last 5 days, two people from my team have closed 170K in the DMs without taking a single sales call. And you'll see that this is the tracker here for Instagram, but this can work on LinkedIn, Facebook, any platform that you want. But for the purpose of this video, I just wanted to show you the exact checklist process that they've been using to do this so that you can use it for yourself too. Now, if you're looking for a shortcut because you don't want to get on calls and you feel like everything's going to be easier if you can just do this while you're lying in bed or sat in the bath, then I want to share something with you really quickly, because taking calls with potential clients can be one of the most valuable things that you can possibly do if you're not already making, let's say, 20K per month. Because if you're making that much, then what you're doing is validated. People are paying for it, they want it. But if you're not there yet, then taking these one-to-one calls with people who are potential client of yours and doing it yourself is so valuable, because you don't treat it like a sales call, you treat it like a customer research call, and that will create so much more freedom in your mind. Now, if you're already there, then what I'm about to share with you is the exact process to eliminate sales calls and scale exponentially. Hello, my name is Lauren Tickner, and today I'm going to go over how we went from taking dozens of sales calls a week, sometimes hundreds, to eliminating them entirely and actually closing high ticket packages from 12K to 52K directly in the DMs. Now, this is my Instagram page. You'll see that I do have a decent sized audience, but to be fair, the size of the audience isn't really what matters. It kind of comes down to the credibility that you have within your space primarily, whether or not you can actually close through DMs. So I have some clients who are doing this too, who do not have as big of an audience at all. Some of them, they only just started out on LinkedIn as an example, and they managed to build great credibility and authority, because I believe in the pyramid of trust, right? So think about it like a triangle, like a pyramid. At the bottom, you have credibility and authority, right? And then as you climb up, then you want to go get visibility. So I'm going to take you through this tracker. We've just built it out in Notion. We do have a proper pipeline in CRM, but that's pretty complex. So I won't be taking you through that here today. And if I sound really, disgusting in my voice and the way I'm speaking now, my voice sounds weird, it's because I'm not feeling very well, but I wanted to get this done because a lot of people were really interested in this. So this sheet here is just for Instagram. It works on any platform. You could do it on TikTok, you could do it on LinkedIn, you could do it in an in-person conversation, you could do it, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Like, don't be platform obsessive. Like, people get really obsessed with that. It can be anything. And to be fair, this exact same process can work if you want to take sales calls as well. I'm just kind of positioning this in the non-sales calls way, because a lot of people are wanting that. Now, the first thing that you'll notice is, like, it's very systematic. Literally the way that I came up with this is I looked at hundreds and hundreds of clients that we had actually enrolled into Impact School. So what we do at Impact School is we provide systems for people who have masterminds or agencies or coaching programs or subscriptions or apps, and we ensure that they can actually get out of the day-to-day as the CEO and founder and stay in their zone of genius, because my belief is let systems run the business and let people run those systems. So this right here is just one of many systems. I'm overviewing this because everyone's always saying, I just want to reach more people, I need more leads, I need to get more sales and everything. And to be fair, again, like oftentimes, sales can cure a lot of problems, because if you make more money, then you can invest in hiring the right people to solve many of your issues. Because my belief is as well, hire the one to hire the 10, right? So you don't want to be the one who's hiring all the virtual assistants or all of the, entry-level jobs. You want to hire the manager of a team so that then they can build that team themselves, right? So great example of that at Impact School is we were actually able to poach someone as our head of client success, and then he built our entire coaching team, right? And so anyways, let me go back to this now. So yeah, we're very much systems implementation, and obviously if you're interested in becoming a client of ours, you can just hit me up on whatever platform. Myself or someone from my team will get back to you, because we have a couple of different options depending on where you're at revenue wise to be able to support you. So anyways, let me take you through these phases. So these you can think of like a checklist, okay? So we actually do have a phase. So it's like phase 1 all the way through phase 7. So those are the 8 steps. Now, phase one is when we know that they're a good lead. So for us, this is when we spot someone, we see they're a good lead, and then we'll actually track them on a separate sheet, and then we tick a box to confirm that they've expressed interest in actually working with us. So we don't put them on this exact sheet until we know that they are someone who wants to actually become a client of ours at Impact School or has some type of interest, because there's no point in continuously following up with someone who hasn't at least said, yeah, I'm interested. We personally prefer to operate with leads who know that they want our help rather than just chasing random leads. I believe that when your product and service is good enough, you don't need to chase leads. They'll actually start coming towards you, and obviously that's something that I can support you with. So phase two is essentially telling them about a special opportunity. Okay, so we rotate through various different special opportunities so that when people want to become clients of ours, every single person that we speak to feels special. I think it's really important that while you're speaking with someone one-on-one, you make them feel special. You make them feel like they're the only person in the world. So things that I've run in the past and that we've cycled through is we've had an offer where we say, before we start charging full price, we're looking to work with a few people closely with guaranteed results, and then whatever it is that you want it to be. Recently, one that as well we've been doing, we actually kind of removed the before we start charging full price, and instead we just said we'll work with you with guaranteed results. We've also tested in the past, we'll guarantee you that we'll make you back double your investment. Some of my clients, and something that I used in the fitness industry when I used to be an online fitness coach, I used a guarantee that was, I'll guarantee you that I'll work with you until you lose 10 pounds or until you double your personal best. So it depended on what their goal was, but I would go for one or the other depending on who I was talking to. And that's another thing, right? Like, if you have a few different avatars, which I don't advise for people who are at least at 50k per month, but if you do have a few different avatars and you feel like it's a necessity for you to scale, then you can kind of tailor that guarantee to who you're talking to. So basically, this is phase two. They get a message kind of telling them like, okay, cool, you found me at a great time. And then we track them here. Okay, now then if they don't reply to that within 24 hours, they get moved into the ghosted phase two because they've ghosted us, right? So that means that we need to actually go ahead and double tap their last message. When you double tap their last message, it bumps it up in the conversation. Okay, that's simple. That's a hack that you can use. If you like it and you use it, let me know. This could change the game for you because it means that you don't send a message like, I'm just following up. One thing that I learned recently is never say follow up, always say I'm just reconnecting on the above. Okay, so then if they ghost on phase two and they still don't reply once you've hearted the message, but you see that they've seen the message, then you know that you can send another message just saying, just reconnecting on the above, blah, blah, blah. Or something that I like to do is, and that I've trained my team on doing, is like they'll send a message like, was just thinking of you because Lauren uploaded this podcast earlier this week. I thought that it would be really helpful based upon everything that we had previously discussed, okay? Because then that makes them feel special, and it's true, right? Because you're going to send them a piece of relevant info. I always tell my team, only send the person you're talking to something that's going to be relevant for them. Because by the way, we run this not just on my profiles, but actually on our Impact School channels as well. So it doesn't need to be a personal brand led thing, and also you don't need to pretend to be like whoever it is who runs the business. I think it's actually even more powerful to not pretend to be the person, because I think nowadays people see through that. People are so used to talking to setters, and when you can actually just say like, hey, it's Diaz here from Lauren's team, I'm actually just like on Lauren's account looking for a few people who we want to work with closely with guaranteed results, and given the post that I see about you helping women find the love of their life, I think I can really, really support you. Okay, something like that. So anyway, then they're going to basically be like, yeah, cool, sounds good. We asked them in phase two, we asked them to send their Gmail email. So we get their Gmail email, we add it to our CRM. Again, we do this manually, and the reason we don't automate it is because when you're selling high ticket in the DMs, you don't need to automate a bunch of stuff, because people seem to think that automation has to be done through software. But as a business owner, I know that automation can be done through people. And so I automate it through my team. And so my team who do this process for me, they're paid on commission only, right? And so they know that if they don't do it properly, they don't get the commission for that lead. And so then that basically covers my risk, and it means that I can actually, get it done in the best way that I want. Anyway, so phase three here. So basically, by now we've got their Gmail email. The only reason I ever realized that getting their Gmail email was a good thing is because for some people the video wasn't playing because I send it to them on Loom and the Loom link just wasn't working. Loom, Loom.com, add it to your Chrome extension. It's like $30 a month. That's what I pay. I have every single one of my team members use it as well. It's brilliant. That's a whole nother story. If you want me to ever do something about how to communicate with your team so that you don't need to be getting on hours and hours of calls each and every week, then let me know. We barely take any meetings at my company and we operate over 10 different time zones with, I don't know how many people I have on my team right now, more than 25. So with that said, I just don't like operational drag. So anyway, we send them a Loom. Loom wasn't playing for some people, so I put it in a Google Drive, well, someone from my team did, and then we actually just had a Google Drive with the video and a bunch of testimonials in there. And so now, upon which we send them the Loom in the DMs, we also send them and add them to the Google Drive folder. And when we add their email to the CRM, then they start getting added to our email list and they start getting all the nurturing emails. So that's brilliant too. Okay, so they watch the Loom video. The Loom video is literally just an overview of the program. Like, it's literally an overview, a roadmap, how it all works, what it entails, and everything. And for us, we have 2 phases. We have the validate phase and the lead and scale phase. So we get people to let us know which phase are you at, validate or lead and scale, and they'll let us know. Again, if they ghost, then they move here. So if they don't reply about the Loom and they don't let us know which phase they're in, validate or lead and scale, they move to here within 24 hours. And then if they, will literally send a similar follow-up message, like to the one from the phase 2. It always works. Sometimes what I do is I'll record a video of me just like walking outside, and then my assistant will send that to a few different people who are ghosting, and it will just be something that actually is relevant to all of those people. Phase 4, testimony and program. So this is basically whereby we actually send them a client testimonial, right? A client that's just like them, so they can look and see how it works in reality. At the same time as sending this, I've kind of merged phase 4 and 5 now, is objections. So I ask them a question, which is, given we're working with you until you make your investment back, we're being selective about who we work with. So what does a program have to have? How can we make it worth it for you? And then they'll reply with basically saying exactly what they want, which pulls out all their objections. And then like after they've sent that, then my team will say, okay, is there anything else that you're looking for? The way in which you're looking to get support? Are you looking for done for you? Are you looking for a coaching program? Are you looking for one-on-one? Like, what do you want? And then we find out exactly what they want. And then once we know, then we drop the price, right? So we just literally let them know, okay, cool. So like, here's the investment options. Here's the paid in full. Here's the payment plan. What's going to be better for you, paid in full or payment plan? And then they'll let us know. And then literally we just go from there. If they say that they can't, pay the initial investment for the payment plan, then what we do is we say to them, okay, so, let's say we could get you started today with a specific amount down. What would be realistic for you? And then I'll go and speak to Lauren, or I'll go and speak to Noor from the Impact School team, and I'll see what we can do. And then they let us know. And then, if it's reasonable, we'll get them started with a payment plan that works for them. I can, again, talk more in that, but this is kind of just an overview. And then essentially from there, once they've paid, we receive the money, then it's all automated. Like, we have a very automated onboarding process, but that's because we believe in scaling intimacy. So there are parts that are automated, and then the other parts are like extremely, extremely like one-on-one handheld, because obviously we take pride in the fact that we, operate with so much intimacy in serving our clients. Every single one of our clients works one-on-one, and our higher level clients, they get multiple people serving them at once. So yeah, I mean, look, we're selling in DMs, multiple people per day. We've had our highest ever revenue and cash collected months from doing this. And so if you're interested in getting support, you can just reach out to me. Let me know that you came from this video. I can anticipate that this is probably going to get shared beyond who's getting it sent. So yeah, anyways, I'm grateful to be able to serve you and to be able to help you. And like, everything that I do follows a checklist, follows systems. Obviously for our clients, like, we tell them exactly what to say at every single phase. Because, even now, like on my keyboard shortcuts, I type P2 and then boom, a message pops up for me. I type P3, boom, a message pops up for me. For every person, I alter it slightly. And like I say, for me, I do that, right? So that I can show my team how to do it. I don't really do this myself that much anymore. Only for people who like I'm extremely interested in talking to. So if that's you, then hello. But then, yeah, otherwise my team, they have all those keyboard shortcuts set up too, and this really works at scale. So it's nice because my team are closing way more easily than they were when they were taking sales calls. They don't have to have a calendar full of calls constantly to be able to make a bunch of sales. So yeah, hope this was helpful. This has directly attributed millions for us, and yeah, I'm excited to see how it works for you.